What they do, Jones crew, it's your girl Crystal, and I'm back at you again with another lit video. You already know the vibes. Yo. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Let's get the conversation going. Guys, I got the paperwork, I got the proof. We're going to get right on into it. You already know I'm not going to hold you. So remember, Duke the jeweler was killed, right? A couple weeks right before Takeoff. In the same type of situation, guys, at a Houston dice game. So clearly today I'm going to show you all the proof of the Prince family being involved with the feds, with their bank accounts being completely seized by the feds as well. Guys, this is the reason why they have to condone these dice games, conduct these dice games, and all this extortion, flying rappers out under the guise of protection. Meanwhile, they're not being protected from none other than the people that are supposed to be protecting them. Okay, so this is the dice game of Duke the jeweler right here. As you can see, Jay Prince, you got Lil Cam in the building as usual because he is Jay Prince's shooter. And now keep in mind, guys, Lil Cam been on the run. He hasn't posted on any social media in almost 2 weeks now. It's been about 9 days and counting. He has not posted on any social media platforms. And we already know while the incident happened, the day of the incident happened, the week after that, Lil Cam was on Twitter talking so much trash, bragging and boasting about being mob ties, about being a gangster, this, that, and the third. So now we have Lil Cam on the run. We have the feds in Houston right now. I also got proof of Jay Prince Sr. conducting these dice games since 1997. Shootings, robberies occurring at all these dice games. Here goes Lil Cam again, the night of the Takeoff incident in the yellow hoodie. We already know. We've seen the footage. Okay. So you got Lil Cam on the run. We got Jay Prince Sr. starting the one who even started these dice games from way back in the day. Just to give you a little background on the mob ties and the Rap-A-Lot crew. Now, guys, even though that I am showing you proof and documentation of all these things that I am saying, I still have to say that everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. Do your own research. All I'm doing is putting the information out there that I see that's already out there. Okay, all this information is public information. You can go online. You can do your own research. And also, a lot of this information I did receive from the Paperwork Party, which is another vlogger. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, check out his content. Make sure you go ahead and head over to his channel, Paperwork Party. But for now, let's get right on into it, guys. Here's the paperwork right here of the plea agreement that Jay Prince Jr. made with the feds, okay? This says here, United States District Court, Southern District of Texas, Houston Division, United States of America versus defendant Jay Prince Jr. Plea agreement. If you can see at the top, guys, this plea agreement was filed in February 2021. Okay, now here, which is really, really suspicious. Like I said, if you remember, Duke the jeweler was at the dice game. He was shot, killed, and robbed as well right after the dice game, I believe the next day at a Lil Boosie concert. So what's suspicious about that, guys, is this is a termination of supervision. So like I stated in my last video, Jay Prince Jr. was on an ankle monitor. And he requested to have that ankle monitor removed the same week Duke the jeweler was killed, guys. So if you can see here, I hereby certify that on September 9th, 2022, I electronically filed the foregoing with the clerk of the court using the CM ECF system, which will send notification to all parties registered for CM ECF. So that's the electric monitor that he has to wear on his foot Well, he was wearing, okay? Now, he requested to have that removed the same week Duke the jeweler was killed, guys. The same week, okay? So drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Because to me, I don't know, man. That's just a little bit too suspicious, guys. That's too close of a coincidence. Like, how do you request to have early termination of your ankle monitor, of your supervision, the same week Duke the jeweler was shot and killed? So if you don't know who Duke the jeweler is, guys, he's a celebrity jeweler from out of Chicago. He flew into Houston, Texas, and he attended a dice game with Jay Prince Jr. and Lil Cam. The next day, he was shot and killed outside of Lil Boosie concert. So let's read this paperwork. On May 11, 2021, the Honorable Court sentenced Mr. Prince to 12 months and 3 days incarcerated as to count 1, followed by a year supervised release. He self-surrendered as ordered June 18th, 21. At the time that surrender, Jay Prince had been under pretrial supervision and for a combined 12 months. Okay? Due to Prince's progress under supervision and successful transition to community life, there is no need to expend additional resources to continue supervision. Prince has a plan that allows him to progress without supervision. Prince has shown his eligibility for release from supervision. Release. Wait a minute. Can somebody explain how is this man Prince Jr. eligible for early release when everybody around him, everybody that comes out to see him or get protected by him is getting shot, robbed, killed? Make it make sense, y'all. Keep in mind, this was just 45 days before Takeoff's murder. So termination is warranted. The Sentencing Commission encourages early termination. Feel free to pause this if you want to and take your time to read it word for word. I'm just doing a quick rundown. Okay, so you can basically see here, the Prince respectfully requests that this court terminate his supervised release term. And guys, again, he's in full compliance. He's in full compliance. That means he is compliant with them, guys. Whatever they want from him, he agrees to it. Now, in just a minute, we're going to get into them seizing all his accounts and being in his pockets, which brings me directly to my point of why they are conducting these dice games, why everyone's getting killed, why everyone is getting robbed, okay? He has complied with full conditions, all conditions, is current on his ongoing obligation and in good standing. Prince has demonstrated his desire to improve himself and has paid all necessary fees and is timely reporting to his supervised officer. So the feds are speaking very highly of him at this point. He has led an exemplary life. Exemplary life, guys. Okay? How can he be living an exemplary life when he's doing illegal gambling, everyone's getting shot, everyone's getting robbed, so on and so forth? Now, guys, keep in mind, this was the same exact week Duke the jeweler was murdered, okay? This is just 45 days before Takeoff's murder, okay? Who knows? Maybe if they would have kept him on supervision, Takeoff would have never got killed. I mean, there's just so much to look into here, guys. There's a lot of information here to form an opinion on, okay? All things are alleged. This is my opinion. I'm just sharing information that's already out there. Again, information that I seen with my own 2 eyes. I'm just putting it out there for everyone to see. Everyone can form their own opinion. Now, if you can see here, this is dated September 13th, which was the exact date his supervision was terminated. So that would be the exact date he was released. The ankle monitor was taken off. He had made a plea agreement with the feds agreeing to cooperate with them, agreeing to give up all his assets, his accounts, his titles. We're going to get right into that as well. But that date is very, very significant because I believe that Duke the jeweler was killed around September 18th, which would be the same exact week that he was released early. This right here just backs up the theory that the feds have taken complete control over this investigation, and they are in Houston right now as we speak, with them already being in a situation with the Prince family, knowing of the Prince family very well. And trust me, guys, when the feds come, they already have all the information they need. They're not like the state police and the city police that just come and will lock you up just if they see you doing something without any proof, without any evidence. You can get arrested for pretty much anything, right? And then later on, the charge will be thrown out. The feds operate completely different. They will sit on you. They will watch you for years upon a time if it takes them for them to build a strong enough case, okay? Which we can see is being done here already. So I believe, and this is just my opinion, but I believe a RICO Act is in order, is in effect, and will be coming very, very soon. Because with them already having evidence on the Prince family being involved in high crime organization, mafia type lifestyle, trust me, guys, they already have a lot of evidence that we don't even know about. Defendant agrees to make complete financial disclosure by truthfully executing a sworn financial statement within 14 days of signing this plea agreement. Defendant agrees to authorize the release of all financial information requested by the United States, including but not limited to executing authorization forms permitting the United States to obtain tax information, bank accounts, records, credit histories, and social security information. Defendant agrees to discuss and answer any question by the United States relating to the defendant's complete financial disclosure. Defendant agrees to take all the steps necessary to pass clear title to forfeitable assets to the United States and to assist fully in collection of restitution and files, including but not limited to surrendering title, executing a warranty deed, signing a consent decree, stipulating to facts regarding the transfer of title and the basis for the forfeiture, and signing any documents necessary to effectuate such transfer. Please, 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 before I go any further, make sure you hit that like button, guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let's get this conversation going. Now that you guys see the paperwork proof for yourself right here in black and white, let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know how you feel about this situation. I feel like this situation is bigger than we all think it is. It's deeper. It's a rabbit hole, guys. It's one of those situations, okay? Now, you can go back. You can pause it. You can read it for yourself. But please, before I go any further, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell so you never miss a video. Because when I tell you I'm coming in hot, I'm dropping the latest tea. I got the documents. It's whatever. Let's get it. Defendant also agrees to direct any banks which have custody of his or her assets to deliver all funds and records of such assets to the United States. Defendant understands that forfeiture, restitution, and fees are separate components of sentencing and are separate obligations. These are separate obligations. Okay, so basically this information is just stating that he has to pay them back for him being supervised, monitored, and in custody. Now here is where they start talking about him surrendering title, executing a warranty deed, signing a consent decree, stipulating to facts regarding the transfer of title and the basis for the forfeiture, and signing any documents necessary to effectuate such transfer. Defendant also agrees to direct any banks, direct any banks which have custody of his or her assets to deliver all funds all funds and records of such assets to the United States. Defendant understands that forfeiture, restitution, and fees are separate components of sentencing and are separate obligations. So part of his agreement is that they seize his bank accounts, his assets, his titles, everything, guys. Defendant understands that under sentencing guidelines, the court is permitted to order defendant to pay a fine that is sufficient to reimburse the government for the cost of any imprisonment or term of supervision. Okay, moving right along, guys. We have Lil Cam. Lil Cam does have a court date coming up, okay? November 18th, 2022. That is this Friday at 8:30 a.m. Lil Cam has a court date coming up, guys, okay? Now, this is for an entirely different situation. He was out on bond the night the Takeoff incident occurred. He was out on bond. So even if he doesn't get in trouble or arrested for Takeoff's murder yet, just yet, he will definitely be in some type of trouble. I believe arrested, bond revoked, or something to that effect because of the Takeoff incident, because he was there. He was out on bond. He was not supposed to be around any illegal activities. We all know they were illegally gambling. We all know that there were guns there. Okay, there were drugs, people smoking, whatnot. I'm not sure if marijuana is legal in the state of Texas. I don't think it is. So he's got a lot of questions to answer here, guys, this Friday coming up. Now, and seeing that he has been on the run since about 9 days now, for about 9 days, they're gonna get him at this court date. If he appears to this court date, they're going to hold him. Guys, I don't know if he's going to show up for this court date, seeing that he's been on the run, knowing that they're looking for him. He knows what he's done. He knows there's footage out there. There's hard evidence out there against him. I don't believe he's going to show up to this court date. I pray to God that he does, though. I really do. Because he's still, I don't know. If he doesn't show up to this court date, they're going to have to issue him out a warrant, which is amazing. That's what we want. That's a step closer for justice for Takeoff. That's what we all want here in this situation. We all just want justice for Takeoff. We want to see these guys brought down, whether it's the entire Prince family for their involvement, if it's just Lil Cam. We want everyone taken out. We want anyone that had anything to do with this situation in custody. We do not want them out on the streets. We do not feel safe with them parading around. It's just not okay, guys. So this is all the information right here. As you can see, Lil Cam, he does have a court date coming up, which is this Friday, November 18th, 8:30 a.m. I really hope he shows up for this court date, because if he does, he will be arrested. Now, if he shows up, guys, let's look at this scenario as well. If he shows up to court and he does not get arrested, what does that tell us about the involvement of the FBI that we've seen here clearly, recently, throughout the past 2 years, involved in J. Prince Jr. and his affairs? Okay? What type of message would that send to us in the public? If Lil Cam goes to court, we see the footage, we see the evidence. If he shows up for this court date and he is not taken into custody. All right, y'all, this video has gotten a little too long for me. I was going to show you proof of J. Prince Sr. involved in these dice games since the 90s, but I'll go ahead and drop that in another video a little later on today. Look out for that. Make sure you hit the little bell so you get notifications every time I post, so you don't ever miss any updates about this situation, guys. This is the newest update, the most exclusive update of the case yet, with Lil Cam having his court date, with proof of J. Prince Jr. being involved with the feds. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Hit the subscribe button as well. I'm going to post my Cash App in the comments. It will be pinned if you want to help support. Monetary donations are highly accepted and appreciated, guys. It was a pleasure speaking with y'all. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for hearing me out. And like I said, guys, all this, I got to say alleged, even though we see it in black and white, I got to say allegedly. This is just my opinion. I'm just sharing information that's already out there. Do your own research and see you next time. Bye.